What is this house doing suspended in the middle of the square? And what does it have to do with happiness? Hi, I'm Sergio, and today I went up into the mountains. I climbed to about 3,000 meters above sea level to show you this. This is my city, and today I want to tell you a bit about my city, Bogota, about art, and about happiness.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
It's really pretty, isn't it? This is the view from Monserrate, one of the landmarks of the city. These days, Bogota is celebrating its first Art Biennale, with more than 20 locations across the city featuring exhibitions, art installations, and just random events. One of these places, the principal one, is the San Francisco Palace, located in the city center. Let's go there. So here we are in front of the palace. Just outside we can find two pieces. One is this house distorted into the shape of a sphere, which unfortunately has been completely vandalized already. This is why we can't have nice things in this city. The other was a container I didn't record because I honestly thought it was just a huge garbage bin. I really like the house though. It represents the urban transformation of the city center. This is the entrance to the palace, and at first glance you can already see that the architecture is beautiful. Actually, that was what I liked the most about the whole exhibition, to be honest. These paintings were part of the palace's original decoration. They weren't part of the exhibition itself, and that was quite evident since most of the art pieces shown here were installations. By the way, from here you can see Monserrate, right there at the top of the mountain. And here we can also find the biggest art installation of the exhibition. This giant cube covered with mirrors, with a high definition screen on one side showing a flag made of smoke. The scale was impressive and perfect for Instagram pictures, I guess. It's titled Surrender, and it's meant to be a white peace flag for a world with fewer fossil fuels. The mirrors around the cube are supposed to distort the space and make you reflect on, well, this space around you. The main theme of the whole event was happiness, and coming here really did make me think about happiness, and I have some thoughts about it, like the fact that these days it almost feels like being happy all the time and showing it on your socials is an obligation. That was the idea behind this room, where the floor was covered with books and you had to go in barefoot. I didn't go in because I am a germaphobe. I did like the concept of discussing well-being as a social norm, but the execution, not so much. Most of the installations here were like that, hard to understand without reading a long explanation, and even after reading it, still hard to understand. I felt that many of these pieces were distant from us, the spectators. We could only connect with them in a superficial way by taking a picture to say, I came here. In that sense, this exhibition didn't make me happy. I wasn't happy to walk into a room filled only with beaded curtains, or to see these water jugs that turn out to be ceramics, or whatever these are. I am not saying these unconventional installations aren't art. They are, but they are also boring, sometimes even pretentious. So yes, I did like some things more than others, but all in all, I have to admit I really enjoyed the event. There were some works that, although simple in execution, were quite charming and meaningful in other ways. Like this room representing all archetypes of feminine figures. It made you feel like you were at the center of an ancient ritual. I also liked this room with really dark vibes. That bed with weird face scared the life out of me as soon as I walked in. And here I found the only 3 oil paintings in the whole place. This one even has glitter mixed with the paint. It's like a magical dark fantasy scene. This boar with real fur on the canvas was quite creepy. It was really nice to see so many people coming in, interacting with the artworks, reading and taking pictures. I also enjoyed finding works like the house outside, the giant cube, some drawings and photos, and this room that I really liked. But sadly, after that, I only found more installations that did absolutely nothing for me. Like a mini cinema projecting a soap opera, a room showing a video from a zoo security camera, another room looping more videos, and I swear to God, a room that was completely empty. Just black curtains all around, nothing else. I know the bar is low in conceptual art, but that's just trolling at this point. After that, I just left. You could find more installations across the city, like this huge stone covered with kisses, and a few more scattering around town. But my absolute favorite was the work of Argentinian artist Leandro Erlich. Its title in English would be something like Uproot, and I loved it. A house pulled from the ground, suspended in the air in such an ominous way. Placing it right in front of Lourdes Cathedral was the perfect choice. Leandro actually spent some time in the city studying the local architecture, especially in this neighborhood, and then designed the house with the most characteristic features of the typical homes here. The longing for a place to call home, the pain of losing it, of being evicted and losing your roots with it. That's something I have experienced to some extent, and something I could see reflected in this work. And again, placing it near the cathedral, a house of God, a refuge for everyone, was a really nice touch. The cathedral itself was also beautiful to visit. For me, happiness is a feeling, as important as any other. Have you seen Inside Out? you should. And well, happiness is something I have stopped aimlessly chasing, because I have learned that happiness is something you experience along the way, not something you find at the destination. Some people may think things like, when I get that job, I'll be happy. When I get those abs, I'll be happy. When I live in that country, I'll be happy. When I get married, I'll be happy. But in reality, that mindset only keeps you chasing things. I've learned that happiness is a choice. You can't choose to be happy all the time, of course. Life happens and sometimes it hits you really hard. But you can always make a conscious decision to be grateful for what you have, for what you have achieved, and for the time you still have left. When you stop chasing an emotion and start working towards awareness, consciousness, that's when you can truly enjoy being alive. Even sadness becomes a source of joy, because it means you are alive, that you can feel. That's why I think the popular belief that the more intelligent you are, the more miserable you become, and that happiness is easy for dumb people, it's simply not true. Actually, I believe the smarter you are, the happier you can become. I know being happy can be difficult, but let's keep learning together. I wish you a happy life. See you next time. Cheers.